going on.
Hey guys, MasterAxGaming here. Welcome into a tutorial where you're supposed to learn how to make this house that I managed to build for our live adventure cave trial. Okay, I want you to don't look at the whole thing as a it's too big, I'm too lazy to build this. We're gonna take it step by step and I will explain what I did eventually with every single layout of this. And let's start. So we have our main floor. Obviously this is one block, so I can just jump over the door. An interesting door, you don't even see it, but okay. So you may remember this from the live stream, and this is a place where we literally hang around, we move all the times. This is a table where we eat, we have a couple of stuff, the armor stands and everything. That doesn't matter now, we're in the building's perspective. So at the beginning of this, I just wanted a main area where we could spend time, and I started doing a red line, which was first a square, a giant square around it, like literally like this. And obviously I didn't know where the walls are going to be, but now you guys know because I went through the creation of this. So bear with me. We have the entrance. Subscribe to MasterAxGaming, which is me. Alright, and I marked those as doors. So those are going to stay as doors for the entire video. Those are walls. Whenever a wall has this shape, means that this is a window, okay? And then we have one special block. This is a corner. At the beginning of this, it was all square. So I had to create this strategy for you to understand that this is a corner, and the corner is built like this, with this situation. And then we have the window again, and that's it for the first floor. And something very odd that I want you guys to understand is how to make the elevator, in case you have one, because we do. Well, obviously the ground over there should not be there, but you know, it was very challenging to implement an elevator inside this medieval house. Now you may ask, what is an elevator doing inside, you know, Minecraft, medieval, as in what? Well, if you think about it, an elevator, what is that? Good. Bugs. Alright, so if you describe what is an elevator, you may actually see it as a moving box up and down by gears. Now, in this medieval world, it's actually based on fantasy. So what we see right here isn't exactly an elevator entirely, because of the way how it operates. If you press right now number 2, you will see the blocks moving up, and then if you go to number 3, you will see them going. Definitely, there's no reason. Okay, you're now bothering me, so I'm just gonna grab you, and come on, yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna grab you, and I'm going to put it outside, and you stay there. Don't go in there anymore. No. Okay, so you saw the blocks moving, and this proves that there's some kind of magic into it. So it does fit the environment that we live in, and we use those blocks that don't actually look like commands for an elevator when they're shut down, and those blocks serve to command that block to move and levitate up, down, you know. All right, back to the building. So we covered the floor 1. This is the neat view from it. Let me just F1 to it. And you may notice something that it's obviously not so visible at the beginning. So I did started the walls over here to the edge, right? But then the window appears to be way back. This is a double wall technique that I created. So I don't know why nobody thought about using double walls before. So when you make a house, usually you start by creating a wall, and usually it's flat because a lot of people build in this flat style. So let's create this wall as a standard, and you can have a look at it. Now, it's a beautiful wall, don't take me wrong. Minecraft is amazing, it looks perfect in any situation. But you can also create a technique in which you place the wall behind, alright? And this is another beautiful way to create some textures around the place and make the wall more realistic, okay? But I took it way further and I created a double wall texture in which you literally require double the amount of minerals and double the space to create the house. But in exchange, what you get is a huge amount of details, because this is now the window, right? And you have this area to cover all the details around the window. So in case you wanted extreme details, this is the thing to go for, all right? Like, you can see the window over there, how it shapes perfectly. So again, you win so much by using double walls. I learned that from experience, and I think it's one of the most superior technique, and I'm giving up to you guys for free. I know I'm not a famous builder, I do have my own ideas and such, and I may not be the best, but I do enjoy building, and I want to see as many people as possible trying to learn how to build, not block by block, but technique by technique, and then combining them to create something beautiful. That's what I want to learn, and that's what I want to teach forward. Yeah, let's just move on. Now, after we rise to the first floor, we also edit those over here to be specifically. I planned them up. I wanted them to be in the house. I didn't know, obviously, at the beginning where it would be. So I put them there for you to see how it started. And we developed the first floor. And I created this toy story mod. This is actually embarrassing because I forgot the main part over here. And I'll edit it later on the main one as well. It's just decorations for you guys to see right now. There we go. Okay, so I'll mark that as an error. I did the error. It's in the original one, so I can't really edit it anymore. But yeah, you guys saw, even professionals, people can make mistakes. So don't panic when you make one. All right, just focus on what's important to you. Don't get stuck on the issue that you've done something stupid. Move on, and that's it. All right. And you may obviously notice that this is not a normal house. It's because of the distance, literally the height of the house. So normally normal houses have about above 3 blocks, because this is the limit on which you're supposed to jump in the house and don't hit your head on the wall. Okay. Now, I saw people building with 2. It's completely fine, but I hate bumping my head into something, and I don't think you like it either. So normal houses have about 4 or 5 maybe. This gives you the amount required to create also details. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 is the perfect one. Maybe you want your second floor to start on 6, but this one goes beyond. This one goes to 6 7 8 9 blocks of distance. Now, in 9 blocks of distance, you have such an amount of space that you are going to struggle with light. Light is a problem. When you build something, you must... Oh, you're still here. Okay, let's grab this. Good. Light is a problem, okay? Light is a very big problem when you build something in survival. Especially because you don't want... Did I just saw something? Did I just saw something passing underneath my legs? What was that? What was that thing? Alright. It's pushing me around. Okay, let's grab this. Thank you. Alright. So saying, light as a thing in Minecraft, if you look over here, it's stated as 8 right now during the daytime. And during the nighttime, when there's no more light from the sun, it may go lower. But it doesn't in my case, because I made sure of that. So inside this house, the higher the house, the harder it is for you to cover the whole area with light. And if you fail to do so, you may have creepers, zombies, skeletons spawning around your place, which it wasn't an idea for me. Let's move on. So for the second floor, I used a different technique. Now, if you look at the final result, I also made errors. I completely forgot about 2 blocks over here, and even if I double checked the production, they were so tiny for me to notice that I misplaced them. They were supposed to be a stone fence over there, alright? And if we go up where I marked the other issue, you can see it over there missing from it. And on the final product, when I build this, I thought it would look fine like that, but it doesn't. I should have placed 1 more stair and the building would be fine. And I wanted to point you guys those errors, because again, even as a professional, I still make mistakes. There are moments in when you build that you get tired, and you want, obviously, you need to keep going. You don't really want, but you need to keep going. I built this house for over 16 hours of work during an average of 2 days, so those errors are pretty much familiar in everything. You don't have to feel bad for doing errors, alright? Again, you're not a problem if you make errors. You're a problem if you don't look at the errors and you don't try to fix them. This is what I'm trying to teach every single person that comes into my aid or it requests me to help. I'm trying to teach them that we're humans and we all make problems, and you're just supposed to move over them and not get stuck into one. That's when depression comes, and depression, we know it's very bad, so please move on. Okay, so designing the second floor, it wasn't easy. I wanted something very thematical because this house was originally built in front of an ocean. So from this point, when you were outside of the house, you could have seen the sunset. It was very beautiful. I used this thematic of red. Oh, sorry, I zoomed in. I used this thematic of red and white, which is a very classic medievalish style. When you look at it, it marks as a literally shopping tavern or something like that. And very oddly, I wanted to place some greenstones at the beginning over here, marking maybe the end of the joints between those. I put them up, not attached to the main one because I didn't want to. They look better like this. It's like a tiny spot of another block fitting to hold this entire place. Even though they're not there for detail purposes, you don't even see them from the distance. Okay, so back to the business. Alright, you may notice the blue one. The blue one means literally empty space. What I mean by empty space is that I got ready to... I prepared myself to build something for the sunrise. Because this house originally, as I said, it's built in such a way that it was facing the sunrise. Okay, because this is the log that goes up, right? You can see it over there built already. This is the pile that holds this whole thing together and is marked with red. And then you have air, which is emptiness, but that's not really playable in the corners, whatever. So again, this is fairly fine. The only problem is the main area over here, which is our guild room, where we have a map of the entire continent on the original map. Obviously we don't right now, and this is supposed to be full of treasures, but we're just starting the adventure, so we don't have anything. The moment of truth is when I reach the third floor, because I wanted to finalize this product well, and I wanted to give it a little randomness. Okay, so I went ahead and created a big room over here, which is my room. And you may say that it's unfair that my room is the biggest of the house, but this is my friend Herobrine047 room, and he's such tiny room in there. The reason of that being is because I'm not living alone. I'm living with Crystal Gaming, which is my girlfriend. Rebecca, you all know it, you saw it in the channel. And when you live with a person, if you calculate the amount of space over here, there are 2 rooms combined together since we're living together, right? And combining the space and seeing it from far away, it's the same amount. Alright? Ignore the crowds. Now this is a place for the ancient room. That's it. That's how the ancient table will look like. And if you want me to represent it so you guys can see it, difference, but yeah, this is a level 31 already, so I don't need to edit it any longer. But I'm going to change a little bit the shape of that. So let's place some more additional details over there, and that's it. That's how it will look with the ancient table in the middle. And from outside it doesn't change much because the windows are still there. You need to work with the house, not against the house. All right, it's the same thing that you build with the nature, not against the nature. Now I can explain how I made the roof and how I divided those rooms, because obviously these aren't walls that I designed from the beginning, though. This is how the roof itself closed up. And when it closed in such a way, as you can see over here, it closed in such a way that it allowed me to create those nicely shaped walls. I didn't cover this amount, this part over here, because this is another window. We have always a window inside the house, because you're supposed to see the elevator going up or down, okay? So for example, if the elevator would be moving right now, you could see it through that window going up, and the same thing will have been repeated from outside. But from outside I had another problem. I had to deal with the light inside the elevator as well, because the elevator may be an entity, but mobs can spawn wherever it's darkness. So I had to put some lights over there, and I couldn't possibly edit the wall in a way, so I just placed a trapdoor. Yeah, I was too lazy to edit on the wall. It does mix with the details. You don't even see it. You didn't even knew about it, okay? So shut up. Don't comment down below and tell me like, oh, you're lazy. You didn't even notice that thing. Right, so you saw the roof. This is the main idea of the entire roof. It may look messy. It may look very bad. But it does work as a texture. From far away, you'll tell that it's a nicely built, I don't know, conducted blocks and organization. There's a technique for this. I keep telling people that it's following a diagonal area. So if you place a block here, you will go up and place it there, and then again, and then you repeat the whole area in a wave system. You can also do a very, very odd trick with the stairs, which is placing them upside down like that. It will make shadow on the roof, significantly making it more old, right? More broken, more not stable anymore because of the age. You can also place leaves on top of it, to significating that maybe the wind blow them there and they're gonna stay. And there's also another trick with the slabs. If you're not using a texture pack that changes slabs, you can also place slabs. Slabs are perfect because they're just half blocks and they meet perfectly the requirement. Inside the house right now, it's another texture of wood. This is birch plank, and outside there is a spruce plank. If we break this, you will see why is it happening. All right, so you can see that in the edge over here you have this nice balance, but then as you go inside, you will notice that the room is designed in such a way that it holds only the faces, and then the roof, it's all brown, because you can't possibly cover such a detail so well. All right, so everywhere around you will have this technique. Okay, I'm going to break it down to pieces so you can see it better. I didn't expect me to show you this, so sorry for the mess. So there's gonna be a lot of entities on the ground. All right, and pretty much that's it. This is how it looks empty. You can see that block over there, that stands to significate a mistake. And literally, I forgot to place one stone brick over here. It was supposed to be there, but it wasn't. It's not, so it's a mistake. Leave it there. Anyway, so that's how it looks at the end. This is the complicated mixture in between the details, and it may look hard at the beginning, but as you start doing it, you will notice that it's not that hard. I will do it with you right now on this side so you can actually learn something from it. Alright, once you pick up your blocks that you want to use for the roof, simply use the 2x2 patterns that you created the roof with. Alright, so just 1, 2. Then you go up and you do the same 1, 2, right? But you always are supposed to have facing the beginnings of those ones, because later on you're gonna place the details. So if you see 1, 2 over here, you're supposed to complete 1, 2. All right, and follow this step on and on. Right, so 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. They will meet in between. All right, they will always meet there. And then when they meet, you're supposed to place one block above or underneath. It's up to you. I don't really mind that. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so it's just a 2x2 texture. Those things are not hard, guys. It's just a simple texture. It's nothing else than that. And then at the end, you will have again 1, 2, but the one above has been removed with this texture. Because when it rains in Minecraft, it goes through one block, so we had to make sure that this doesn't happen. So I placed that. But in addition to this, I also placed a third block for details. When you're in the house, you can see the details over there growing. And yeah, pretty much that's it. It's just a 2x2 coordination of blocks. And then you may see that there are blocks over there. Those are the places where you're supposed to put those things, okay? And they're not diagonally because those are stairs, okay? You can only place it there because it looks nice. But then you gonna start using stairs. And when you use stairs, you will notice that it happens. So now we're gonna place it diagonally. Watch what's happening right now, diagonally, all right? And when you can't anymore, you place it diagonally in the other way, all right? And that's it. That's how you create the textures. Sometimes you don't need to follow the rules. You just need to break some blocks that maybe are looking suspicious and replace them with spruce instead. And that's it. You managed to create yourself a nice pattern. It does work. This is how we do it. There's no complicated technique to it. It's just simple imagination and seeing how the blocks are fitted in different positions and such. And you can see that it does resemble the original one. Look at the fake one over there that we just made, and this is the original one. It resembles it, all right? It goes like that, and then that's the block that goes in between them, all right? And now if you look right now, I will go backwards to the original roof. There's not much of a difference between this and that one, all right? It does close perfectly. The same technique applies to here as well, just diagonally. Place some stairs around the corners where you're designing them, all right? And just don't leave any flat surfaces. You can't go straight in with this. It just requires time for you and practice. But eventually you'll get the hand on it, and you will realize that it was much way easier than just staring at the roof and saying like, wow, that looks amazing. And so complicated, I won't even try. That's the thing. You need to try. Learning mistakes. Okay, so I'm gonna point out to you the purple color. This purple color means that the roof is not straight. It's moving, it's shifting a little bit out. And I mixed 4 of them in a total, right, with the rest of the roofs to make the roof more interesting. Because if you will look at a roof that it's flat in all sides like this, you will not really pay attention to it. But when you look that it's the roof itself comes out of it as an arch, you'll tend to look more at it and ask yourself, how does it work, how does it fit? Because it does, but then you know you're questioning stuff. That's my whole trial into this building, my style of building, is making yourself question how does it work, how did it enter into my head when I created it, and so on and on. So now you learn yourself how to make the roofs. Hopefully the tutorial is easy because it's nothing complicated. When you don't have the edges in between them, you just have to connect corner to corner and then move on to the next corner to corner, move on to the next corner. Okay, you saw the stuff happening 2 by 2, so it's not much of a complicated stuff. You just need to try with tiny roofs at the beginning and then move gradually to bigger ones until you learn the point of free creativity. Out of nowhere, I thought it would be great if I could make the first floor, cut it entirely the second floor, and then compiling it with some structural areas and make it look like nothing is happening, and then make the roof above it or room. It in my mind was like, why not? Yeah, and that happened. I went for it and I really did it. And I must say, I'm not very sad with the final result. It's very nice. It's mediocrely built again, but it stands very nicely with all the textures and such. I went for a very basic roof. I didn't really wanted to pay too much attention to that, but yeah, whatever. And I liked it. It doesn't bother me that we have that T texture over there between the structural areas of the roof, because that stands over here to hold the whole roof above us, and it's very nice. I guess you can say that my style, it's a balance between physics and Minecraft. So I like to put structural integrity to the entire house to make sure that it doesn't fall out, even though it doesn't fall out because it's Minecraft and physics doesn't actually apply to blocks too much except sands and such. But I want my builds to look somehow realistic, representing the real life construction abilities and bringing them back into Minecraft. And I guess that makes my build special from others. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the description. If you learned how to build today, well, leave a like. It will literally help my channel. I'm stuck at 723 subscribers, and I barely get 5 views, so it's fine. Thanks for watching this video. Good luck me editing it. It's gonna be a nightmare, especially because I got confused between the floors, but I guess I'll leave that just for the meme. Yeah, I get confused a lot, especially while explaining such a big thing. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next episode, wherever that is gonna be. Just leave a like and comment down below whatever you want.